Today I want to have a conversation with you guys about my Whirlpool and my Maytag. I've owned these machines for about a year and a half now, and I have been using them for a while now as my daily drivers. Now, you may know I have many videos of these machines on my channel, and they do a great job washing the laundry. But some of you guys might also wonder, why is my Whirlpool and my Maytag my daily drivers? Why is that? Well, in today's video I sort of want to highlight a few of the pluses of having these two machines as my daily drivers. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and walk you through some of those. So, first up, what I want to talk about is ease of use. I'll just put the lids down on these machines so you guys can see my two machines on the controls. I've got here, this is the Maytag. It's not a top of the line Maytag, so there's not many controls on this panel, but you have a load size indicator, a temperature selector, and then on this far right side of the panel is an analog timer. Now, a lot of older people are familiar with the analog timer. Basically, I had it already pushed in there, but if you push it in, you can turn it, and then all you have to do to start it is pull it out. And there are 3 cycles on this dial. On this other machine, it's sort of similar. It has a few more options. There is load size, temperature, and also this extra rinse feature, which it gets the clothes rinsed with more water. The temperature selector has a temperature guide, and you can match the temperature guide up with the color on the timer, which is, again, to the far right, an analog timer. You push it in to select your cycle, and you push it out to start it. Now, as you guys know, I do most of the laundry, but every now and then I get someone else comes in and does the laundry themselves. And I want to make sure that the setup that I have in here is easy for them to use, because otherwise it could be kind of difficult. Because let me just show you guys, just to sort of illustrate, for example. Let's say these two machines, so this is my Gentle Annie and this is my Kelvinator. Let's say that these were my daily drivers and it was someone's first time ever using them. How easy do you think it would be to set up a cycle and start it running? Well, you have all these water levels, the spin speeds, and the wash temperatures, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, actually 5 cycles to choose from. What if they don't know that this is not an actual wash cycle? This is wash and hold. So, but it can be kind of hard to navigate it if you're not familiar with using it. So, and then even, let's say this Kelvinator, how do you know which buttons to push first? So, yeah, basically it can be kind of hard to navigate machines like this. But when you have, especially the older analog controls, they can be very easy to use. So that is the first benefit to my Whirlpool and my Maytag. Let's talk about another benefit, and this time I'm going to show you guys the inside. I suppose this is sort of towards the Maytag. What I want to talk about is capacity. My Maytag has a very huge tub, so if I have like a large load or like sheets and things like that, I'll be able to fit them onto my Maytag and it will be able to run just fine, because it can take a majority of the sheets and, be fine. I guess not so much the Whirlpool. The Whirlpool's not notably big with its capacity, but I mean, it gets the job done most of the time. It was mainly the Maytag I wanted to highlight that, because my other machines, they don't have very big tubs, so it just allows you to sort of get it all done in one go. So another thing I think I will mention with my two machines is the amount of time it takes for a cycle to complete. So being these are both older machines. They're built to get the job done as quickly as they can. As soon as you select all your options, I'm not actually going to fill the machine, but let's say you wanted to do like a spin or something. As soon as you hit start, machine instantly does what it's supposed to. Overshot, sorry. There. What I want to talk about there is how quickly both of my machines work. I can have, in this machine, a full load of clothes done in about 30 minutes, which is really quick. So if I just want to sort of get the job done, I can have a load in the machine and out in about 30 minutes, which is really good when it comes to time. And that's why I like this Maytag here. A lot of them were like in commercial businesses, so because they were very quick machines. And this Whirlpool here is about the same. It does about 35-40 minutes for a full cycle. If you have the extra rinse on, it takes about 50 minutes to do a full cycle, but in general, that's very good. So if you have lots of laundry to do and you just want to get it all done nice and quickly, have it on the line ready to dry before the sun goes down, you can do that with these two machines because of how quickly they work. Another thing I will mention, this will be point number 4, is I'm going to grab the agitator and just move this tub. You see how hard it is to sort of like move the tub? And I'm going to do the same thing with the Whirlpool over here. Sort of the same thing. See how stable this machine is? When I push it, it just sort of comes right back. The suspension on both of these machines is amazing. So this is great because that means I can do towels, sheets, mixed loads. I can throw whatever I want into the machines and not have to worry about it going off balance. So difference being, both of these machines use what we call a suspension rod. And the suspension rods hold the tub up from the top. And what happens because of that is when you go to move the tub, see how like sort of wobbly it is? Just sort of like moves around. Same thing, especially with this Gentle Annie here. This has a very wobbly tub. So I can't do the same thing. I cannot put towels, sheets, mixed loads into these machines and be at peace of mind that it will balance correctly, because usually they tend to be a bit off when I try to do that. So I always have to be present when I do loads like that in these machines, because there is a higher chance that they will go off balance. The last thing I want to mention has to do with the build quality, and to show you what I mean by build quality, I'm going to pull off the front of my Maytag here. Just show you what's going on the inside of my Maytag. We have some pretty heavy duty components inside of here. We've got a 1/2 horsepower motor. My camera cannot, it might be able to. We've got some very thick belts underneath here. They're not thin belts. Let's get that off. They're very thick belts. It's got very tough rubber hoses. It's not facing the right way, but it's got we call it an orbital transmission. And also check out the size of the suspension rods. Note again, it's not held up from the top, it's held up from the bottom. That's what gives it the tough suspension. These are all very high quality components inside of this machine. And because of that, both of these machines are, in simple words, they were designed to last. So I don't really have to worry about these machines breaking anytime soon, if you understand what I mean. So it's sort of the same thing with this machine here. I don't think it's as reliable as the Maytag is, but it's very easy to repair. And additionally, like if you compare it to some of the newer machines, this is actually a very reliable machine. You could, if you like used it correctly, you can get good use out of these machines. Like so far, I think I've owned this machine for 2 years now, and it hasn't caused me any problems since I got it working. And that's really great because I can have these machines installed in here for a long time and not have to worry about any short-term problems popping up. And that is awesome. And because of all these reasons, I always... Let me get you guys mounted back on the tripod. I find it very awesome to use these as my daily machines. So I can come in here, throw whatever laundry I want into them, have it started relatively easy, and I can keep doing that for a long time because of how well they're both made. So it's sort of, that was a combination of reasons, and ultimately they're also two of my most favorite washers. I admire the Maytag because of its outstanding durability, and I admire the Whirlpool for its performance, and I also grew up with one when I was little. But overall, these are like great machines to use. I enjoy every wash load in them, and I'm glad to have them as my daily drivers. So that's going to conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed some of that conversation. If you'd like, please consider subscribing and leave me a comment if you'd like. And feel free to ask me questions. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.